Okay, so I noticed that some of my videos that I did um, didn't have sound, or they lost sound, about a few minutes into the video. So unfortunately, I don't know what I've told you and what I haven't, and some crazy stuff has happened. And maybe I'll just quickly go through a couple of it. So if you've already heard it, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back and look through the old videos and maybe delete the ones that lost the sound and stuff. Well, the one thing that had happened is my phone was stolen because I had taken some Xanax and someone called me, a guy, this guy that I have no idea who he is. He called my number and he said that he knew me, and I'm like, well, how do you know me? He couldn't tell me how he knew me, and I'm like, well, somebody must have brought you to my house at one time, blah, blah, blah. He couldn't figure that out, and I'm getting more and more messed up as this pill is kicking in. Somehow, we had gotten on, or no, he had said he wanted to come over. He had some drugs, he wanted to get me high. And I had a friend over at that moment also, so I wasn't home alone. And so I guess I told the guy, well, we had started talking about tattooing. And I have tattoo equipment here because I wanted to learn how to tattoo and maybe do myself. So anyway, I tell this guy where I live, and he comes to my house, and unfortunately, I have stopped doing my Suboxone because I don't know why. I just had stopped, missed my doctor's appointment, and now I want to get back on it, and I'm totally ashamed to go to my doctor because she's done everything in the world to help me, and this is now the third time I've messed up, and I'm just totally ashamed to go see her and tell her. Obviously she knows that I've messed up again, but I'm embarrassed to see her. And I really need to make my appointment with her again, and hopefully she hasn't given up on me. But anyway, the guy gets to my house, and I do a shot. And at that point, I have blacked out completely. And I guess we had gotten the tattoo equipment out, and all I know is I remember asking my friend not to leave me alone with this guy, and he didn't. I found out later that he had stayed until 7:30 in the morning, but when I woke up, no one was there, and I kind of had forgotten all about the whole situation. And then I saw a jar of Vaseline sitting on the table, and I kind of remembered. And I'm like, oh my God, why is there Vaseline sitting there? And I'm like, oh boy. And I had to kind of check myself, you know what I mean? And everything seemed to be fine. I'm all clothed and nothing feels funny down there. And then I saw the alcohol, and I remembered the tattoo thing. And then I noticed that I had this. Now, what is this? I think it might be a bat. I don't know, but it's there. I thought about covering it up, but I think maybe I'll keep it just to every time, just so I can remind myself what an idiot I am and what dangerous situations I can put myself in, and just by sheer grace of God or whatever, that nothing terrible, totally terrible has ever happened to me. And so many times it could have. And so anyway, that was the first thing that happened. And let's see, the second one was the guy from Cuba who I met through someone who was a relative of Junior, who is gone out of my life. That's another story. I don't know if I told you about the whole Junior stealing my car and all that, but I'll tell you that later. But this cute guy from Cuba, I guess he is a priest of a religion called, well, Santeria came from this religion, and I guess from what I read, so did Catholicism, but it's called Palero or Pero or Palero. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at this again, but I was interested, you know, it was interesting, and the girl that I knew who was Junior's cousin said that he had done a reading for her, and he knew a lot of things that he shouldn't have known about her, and I thought, well, that sounds kind of cool, you know, I want to have a reading too. So I did. I had a reading, and then next thing you know, I'm at a point where they want to sacrifice doves on at my front door, and I'm an animal lover, you know, and I did read in Leviticus, I found it, that the exact ritual is right there. Well, there's a little more to it than just the killing of the dove and then releasing the other dove, and there was other things, like this was going to cost $300, which I didn't have, and he told me, I guess, that I was going to die, basically, or I possibly could die, or someone was going to die in my house, and he believed that it was going to be me if I didn't do this ritual, blah, 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 and it was very imperative that I get this done as soon as possible, which was supposed to have been 2 Saturdays ago, and they were going to pick me up, and I was just, I don't know if I wanted to do this, you know, but I was kind of freaked out. Well, they never showed up. So, then the priest guy shows up, and he wants me to get drugs for him, and just a whole craziness of that, you know. He wanted me to get him drugs, and he wanted to smoke drugs, and so I did, and I was like, well, what about this ritual that I'm going to die if I don't do this, blah, blah, blah. So then he scheduled it for the next Saturday, which was this past Saturday, which that didn't happen again, but he did show up for more drugs, and then came to the point that he said he would like to have sex with me, and at that point I'm kind of like creeped the hell out, and that's just too much for me, you know. I'm good with that. I mean, I'm good with that not happening. So, but he has come back again, wanting me to get drugs for him. So, he also showed me the procedure that he was having done, and I'm like, well, what kind of procedure are you having? And he proceeded to show me the penile implant that he's getting. Well, this is the crazy stuff that happened in my life and happens in my life on a regular basis. So anyway, I haven't seen him now in a few days, so so I don't know about all that, what's happening there, but anyway, I think my video is going to end right here, and I will come back in a few minutes because I'm not finished talking yet. When I came back from training, which was like all day long, I'd be gone